Ladies and gentlemen, we are now back with a new episode. Today's guest is one of Chicago's finest, a home slice, a home toast from the city of Chicago, Jeff Da
Yes,
Illest.
sir.
Peace, brother. How you
What
doing?
up? What's up, family? What's the big?
Man, life is good, man. Life is good. Hey, do you remember seeing me? I just thought about this. Do you remember seeing me at the
Okay.
movie premieres? At
Yes,
certain
sir.
movie premieres. You okay? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
because I was like, I would salute you and I would get out the
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And I was like, and
Yeah.
then of course, at Jimmy's shop. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
HSLR clothing. So,
Yes,
all
sir.
right. So,
Yes,
a
sir.
question I would like to ask you to first start off: who are your top 5 DJs?
Okay. Uh, Number one off top, Twilight Tone. Number two, DJ Ferris. Number three, Jazzy Jeff.
I like
Number
that.
four, number four. Uh, I gotta give it up to Foundation, Cool Herc, and number five.
We'll get somebody
Funk
an honorable
Flex.
mention. Give out 5, and then we'll throw in an honorable mention.
Okay, Funk Flex in his prime.
Funk Flex in his prime. All right. Okay.
That prime will be 93 to 98, 99.
Okay. And
Funk
then so
Flex in his
who would
prime.
be an honorable mention?
Steve Miggity Maestro.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw a left field. DJ Jermaine.
DJ Jermaine. Okay. Okay. I'm not as familiar with DJ Jermaine.
He from here.
Okay. You're gonna have to send me some work and let me study that then.
He's MC Light DJ, and he just became Yo-Yo's DJ. He used to DJ at Five Djs back in the 2000s. And
so I should know him then if he's a DJ in that project.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And he helped me when I first came back to Chicago from NIU. He was one of the first people to embrace
me. Okay. Okay.
As a DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, second question. You didn't mention like a Kid Capri or Clue.
Clue was more that person that really, he was like that new music guy. He was a new music showcase person.
Okay. Okay.
He was somebody I respect that, because I'm big as a DJ. I'm big on putting on new music. You know what I'm saying? As a DJ. Kid Capri, he's nice, but he ain't nice like Twilight Tone.
Okay. Okay. Say no more. Say no more.
I love Capri though. I love Capri. Capri get the party going, but
absolutely. I've been to a couple of joints that he done in the city, man. I was just like, yo,
get the party going,
yeah,
but
he get it busting. He get it busting for real.
But when Twilight Tone, when he gets busy, especially on the rap and that conversation, man, he's
nothing like it. Okay,
I like it.
Right,
especially in the time of the Dragon Room and Zentra.
Ooh. Well, you reliving moments now. You're reliving moments now, man. Oh man. So, okay, so on to the next part. Top 5 producers for you.
Dilla, of course.
Yes, sir.
There's no order. There's no order.
No order. No order. We ain't doing no order, man.
Dilla. I know this one's gonna catch people by surprise, but I love the Bad Boy Hit.
Okay. Okay.
As a staff, there would never be another team of producers that could come as tough and come as strong all the way around like the Bad Boy Hitman. Premier, of course, Pete Rock, and Warren Campbell. on the R&B side. And my honorable mention would be Mike City, because I do hip hop and R&B.
Okay. Okay. With that said, since you said you do hip hop and R&B, are you
Yes,
musically inclined as far as playing instruments?
I play drums. I hit the keys by ear a little bit, but I'm sample based. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I do like when my R&B, I try to be as live as possible. But my hip hop sample based all day.
Okay, so when you do you just sample, or do you chop it up? Are you one of the guys that
I do
chop
both.
up?
I do both. I do both.
Okay.
I do both. I'm very much, I like both, because like depending on how familiar the sample is, I try to chop it so it be unfamiliar.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to the Only Lady is it's an R&B record, but I chop so real tough to make sure that the sample is tough. Keith, you good? All right, keep it on mute. All right, so we make sure that the chops is real tough.
Okay, yeah, because
you
you don't want nobody being able to hear it and go, "Yo, pay me."
Yeah.
So
that not only that, but I want to make sure creatively I push myself so I can be greater. Because when I listen to great production, I'm like, man, I feel like I need to do it like that.
mm-hmm.
But I try my best to be different. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, I also believe in less is more. Less is more.
Okay.
Too, as well.
Okay.
So
yeah, so I listen to certain types of production from big name producers or big name artists. You know, like when you listen to Rick Ross, he has a lot of epic beats. You know, and you're listening like, yo, he did all that for a rap song.
Mm-hmm.
And then to me, I feel the same way. Like less is more. You know, the drum patterns could have been less, or all the instrumentation could have been less. But it's a good thing because I love live instrumentation. But I do feel like on certain songs it's overdone. All right, a couple weeks ago, a conversation was being had. I'm sure you heard about it. Who do you think would be able to stand up with a battle with Jay-Z?
Nobody.
Nobody. Just like that.
Nobody.
Yikes.
Nobody. Jay, as far as MCing is concerned, people still will still try to question him. And Jay, as an MC, is very skilled. He say things that'll make you say, "Hold on, wait a minute. Let me rewind that back and listen to it bar for bar, line for line." And you know, people question Jay a lot because of the big connection, because of, you know, people look at him as a simplistic MC, and he's far from simplistic. He say things that'll make you be like, wow, he said that. Yeah, he said that. And he's very tactical. But as far as a versus, not happening.
Not happening.
Himself, I would say it is himself.
Yeah, he would have to. That's what. That was kind of like the conversation I was having. Like he gonna have to do an A side versus the B side, and let them joints play.
Man, he had to do a D'Angelo.
Yeah, it's and people have to also consider that anybody that you bring up as far as like a Drake or a Wayne, and there's no disrespect to them because they're good artists, right? But they were raised on Jay-Z. They run through that same vein. Like they have some of that same basis as far as putting music together and making music work.
If you look at Wayne don't have the records that are thought-provoking. Wayne sometimes say anything for a punchline. You know, and when you look at Jay-Z, his punchlines are sensible, and the punchlines are immaculate in a sense, versus when you look at Wayne, let's start here. The production value on a lot of them albums are not superior as when you look at Blueprint 1, 444, American Gangster. Production value on those three albums are superior, and they are top notch. And I always ask people, give me a top-notch production album from Wayne from top to bottom. And that's hard to do because it's gonna give you some sloppy records with some turn up mumble rap MCs. And you got to understand, it came from Cash Money. Cash Money as a label wasn't money savvy. They didn't want to pay royalties on samples. Rick Ross made a song about the man, about Birdman, and how he don't even pay nothing. He's getting sued left and right by artists. He got sued by Wayne, $50 million. So for me, Wayne hasn't made his album that can say, I can go against Jada.
This is my masterpiece. He hasn't done that.
Right.
He hasn't done that. Right. Like every artist is supposed to get to that level where they start to paint a masterpiece as far as artists goes. But within the rap realm, the rap era, we have yet to see Lil Wayne put together a masterpiece, right?
No, not in my view. Now, one thing that a lot of people point at is mixtapes. We're not talking about mixtapes. We're talking about catalog. He can throw a song. He can do a Jada Kiss by all means, but at the end of the day, not happening.
And I was the people that I was having that conversation with, I was like, you can take all the mixtapes and all that, that's fine. But remember, it's 20 to 30 songs and they have to ring off.
That's it.
They have to ring off. And if you go up down the list of Jay-Z albums, 1 through 15, you don't even have to pick the best songs. There's always other bangers on there that people just relate to because those songs just feel good, or they bring out they invoke a certain emotion.
I said on the book, I said his B-sides would kill Wayne. He don't want no problems. His B-side. But to be honest, to be fair, as of late, Lil Wayne on as verses is concerned, Wayne been going in, and he been put. I guess I don't know who his A&R is, but the A&Rs with the artists that put out, like for example, AZ's last project, Papoose, and Conway. West Side Gun. Those cats, man. I want Wayne on the album. Wayne come through with that verse and say some of the illest things in the world.
Yeah, he was on. He was on one of Benny the Butcher's joints too.
Benny the Butcher, and he was not playing no games. But as far as the album is concerned, he hasn't made that masterpiece.
No.
Hopefully, when the people come with the video and talk that talk, I'm looking forward to some people saying, "Jeff, you out of your mind." But I'm ready for it though.
Listen, I'm ready for that as well. And it's not that I'm ready for it. I just want to be able to see the evidence. You show me the 20 to 30 joints that's going to ring.
Right.
Because when Big Pimpin' come on, what are you going to do?
Nothing. You going to play Lollipop?
Good luck. And then his response is girls, girls, girls.
Then what? Play the joint. What you going to play? Babyface? The joint with Babyface? Nigga, I'm gonna pull out just for that. I'm gonna pull out my Babyface record. What we doing?
Good luck all night, and this can go on all night. Like, what are you gonna do when I do Show Me What You Got? And I got a lot of songs that I've done. If I'm Jay, I got a lot of songs that I've done by myself. I don't need the features.
That's it.
What you gonna do when Dirt Off Your Shoulders comes on?
Man, I'm gonna throw the record on with Miss Jada, my verse on Miss Jada. I'm gonna throw my verse on with Missy, Joe. What's up? What you want to do? We can do features too.
I mean, he got a lot of features. We know that. Like, he's done a lot of features. He's done a lot. But what are you gonna do when those features start to consist of Puffy and Dr. Dre?
God, he could do Still Dre and kill him.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot to handle, man.
It's a problem. I'm telling you, it's nothing we can do. We can hang that up.
Yeah. So I had this conversation with Jim. I had this conversation on the link up with my brothers. You know, we got on here and we talked about it, and we listed I think 4 or 5 people. We put in Wayne, Drake, Busta Rhymes. I think Missy Elliott was the fourth one.
Mhm.
And but the thing about that was like we kept saying is like, what are they gonna do when these records start to go off?
Buster may be close, but I wouldn't. That's not a good matchup for Buster.
It's not because
Jay-Z.
the energy gonna be weird as shit. You know, you're gonna go
Yeah.
from these dope ass chill, you know what I'm saying, get it cuts to whatever Buster talking about. You know, it's not
But
whatever Buster
Buster
talking.
Buster is high performing.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Good. Shout out to my man, my guy Phil. My guy Phil said Snoop is the only person that can come close, and I said,
Ooh, he got okay. He got beautiful. He got some joints. He got some
yeah.
joints, but I don't know. I don't know if they gonna. Nah, I
But I
don't know.
shut him down. I shut him down real quick when Still Dre come on and he sang his part. What are we gonna do? Because he wrote his chorus.
Yeah, he wrote it and was also the one that told Snoop to when it's Dre Day. He told him to do it that way.
Yeah, come on, we're gonna stop that. I'm like, but I do feel him because we was just talking about how legendary Snoop is. He has some of them. He has a great catalog as well. And Snoop, as far as like consistency, he is the most consistent hip hop artist of all time. You got to put him in that top 10, whether you like it or not.
Documentary is one of my favorite Snoop albums. I think that's a
Yeah,
well-known, well slept on album. Documentary is a
yes,
really
sir.
good album. I
Yes,
like
sir.
that
One
album.
of my favorite Snoop Dogg albums has to be Rhythm and Gangster.
Okay. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Is that the one with fresh panties on it?
I'm
Do
not
you have a
sure. I know.
fresh pair of panties on?
I think so.
I
That
love,
Rhythm and Gangster and Ego Trip. I think that's Ego Trip.
okay. Either way, I love
Ego
that
Trip.
song.
Right. Ego Trip is that's the album Teddy Riley and DJ Quick produced together.
What? Oh man, okay. Now I gotta go back and listen. Now I
Yeah,
got homework. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Rhythm and
So
Gangster. I definitely gotta check that
not
out.
not Rhythm and Gangster, Ego Trip.
Ego Trip. Okay. Ego Trip. Ego Trip. I definitely gotta check that out. All right. So tell me, how did you get into producing?
Uh Production came through I started a team called the Illy Soul Movement. Illy Soul Movement consists of um, Phil G, aka my guy Phil, Crystal June, Hive, uh, whew, Simone Spring, Sultry James, uh, HB Soul, The Policy King, Bobby Rockwell, Anton Genius, and Kareem and LK Williams in the back in the business hall.
Okay.
And I started that off. I was more executive producing. I didn't really touch on the beats too much. I was just strictly DJing and EPing. And we produced that, me and Anton. Uh, and then from there, about '07, '08, that we had a wave. Uh, and then from that point, like about 20, 2009, Illy Soul broke up. I decided to drop a solo project, Late Night Experience by Volume 1. I started doing production from there. And then after that, I started teaching a production class about 2011. And then from that point, I started doing beats from that point.
Do you still do the
Yeah.
production class?
Here and there, I might be doing another production class for kids.
Okay.
And I come from it from all forms, development, um, the music side, the mindset of the music, what you're listening to, how to build records from the ground up, lyricism, how to rap, how to songwrite from an R&B perspective, uh, and basically developing young people to become independent artists and become independent thinkers in your music set and not be afraid to make great music outside of your comfort zone.
I think that's one of the biggest pluses is being able to make music outside of your comfort zone. I think that's a skill set that a lot of people don't have, or I should say certain artists don't have. And it's something that they should also work on. I've had the opportunity to do R&B songs. And let me say this for myself. Writing R&B songs is so much different from writing lyrics for rap songs. So different. Because for me, I get into an emotional state, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. Like when I'm writing, like I put these really nice songs together for people, and I don't like it. Like it's like, where are all these damn feelings come from, and why do they exist? But you get to see the beauty and the emotion in yourself that you're trying to give somebody else, and it's an actual wonderful thing when you hear the song actually being sung, or you're putting it together and you're finding out like, oh, there's so much beauty in life itself and so much love in life itself if we would let it be. But it's so different from writing from being a misogynistic wanting to kill everything type of person when you being competitive as a rap artist. Like it's so different. But it's awesome. And I think that anybody who can, they should definitely take the time to try to do R&B, get around R&B artists and try to do some writing. It's a plus.
I think from coming from a hip hop standpoint, making R&B frees you up from being this hardcore individual, and you be able, if you're a songwriter especially, you could be able to write about the real things that you go through on the everyday. If you notice, if you look at great R&B albums, the greater R&B albums are people who talk about everyday emotions outside of the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of the R&B, sex. These days, sex, money, and murder pretty much in hip hop. But with R&B, you talk about life changes, life altering relationships, the breakups, the makeups, dealing with the ills. Real R&B songs dealing with the ills.
And we're not hearing that a lot.
No, that's by design.
We know that, but it sucks because even in this independent era, like I'm looking for those type of art. I like Jasmine Sullivan, you know what I mean? But she's far and few in between as far as artists go that are actually speaking on the like you said, the ills, the actual the personal and private things like that they put in their songs. Like everything is 187 and being petty and scamming and everything like that. And the social and economic roots of why we do music is missing.
Yes, sir. And that's because the consumer. The consumer is afraid in this day and time is afraid to speak their truth and speak the realness of what's going on. They want to get away from it. But instead, you have some people that want the realness. They want that soundtrack. But majority of our consumer base want records that are that is non-existent of what they're going through, because they don't want to face the reality or face the mirror.
There it is. There it is. Because I was about to say that people don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to let you in. And that's actually a part of your growth as an artist. You have to go through that process. Like you have to grow. Like you have to talk about the things that got you to that point. You don't put out 8 albums and no one really knows who you are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
that's one of the greatest successes of my current project. I wanted to be vulnerable at a time where vulnerability has to happen. You know what I'm saying? When I was making the project.
Currently, are there artists that you listen to for that type of content? Do you have a couple that you could share?
Plenty.
Okay.
On the R&B side, I love Alex Isley. She's really, really, man. She's a self-contained beast.
Okay.
She produced her own records, write her own records. She can sing her ass off. Well, she comes from a family of great singers, the Isley brothers. Alex is the complete package. I love Moonchild. even and it's crazy because they blue eyed. They are white, like lily white. But when you listen to their music, oh my God, it takes you away from a lot of shit. It's like
Okay.
that music, like musically, oh my God, man,
Okay.
Moonchild is just whew. And I can't wait for their new album to come out February 11th. Um, let me see. On a new side, man, them are two right now.
Okay.
And then you got, of course, Layla Hathaway, my man Anthony Hamilton still putting it down. Surprisingly, when Tank is not doing the sexy stuff, when he does records like Bare Bones, keeping it real, man, that boy is a problem. But a lot of people don't understand. People are sleeping not only on his pen, but as a producer. He's a great producer.
Yeah, I will reinforce that. I will second that. Tank is a really, really great producer and songwriter and singer. As long as I have known about him.
Yeah.
Every time I hear something that he's done, I was like, I'm not surprised about his ability. Like, I think people are shortchanging him. I think they,
Um, Hip hop side, recognize Star. Um, Griselda, of course. Um, but on the Chicago side, of course, Fillmore Green is one of my favorites. That's one of my dudes. I love the Gold Standard Collective. GSC is as a whole. Neek is one of the best MCs who really is not afraid to be vulnerable as a rapper. Um, he's really putting out good material. And his live show is one of the best live shows I've seen
okay.
in a long time because he brings the live instrumentation part to the project, to his live project.
Okay.
You know, um, I said Griselda,
Mm-hmm.
Gold Standard Collective, Fillmore Green. Um, let's see, I love Ason Eastwood, um, Shay Noir as a female MC. Her last time came out Friday. Yo, it's something in the water in Buffalo, man. Them cats ain't playing with nobody.
I think it been like that. We're just now getting a taste of what it's really like, you know. It's just like a diamond mine or a gold mine. It been there. It just take the
Yeah,
right group of people to finally shine, and then more of them will come out. I think Rochester, New York is gonna be one of those places that's gonna
it's
end up
gonna
having artists like that too.
be yes, sir. Um, Let me see. It's a like the new rap that we don't really hear about. They are not playing. They making good records now. It's just that you're not going to hear them on radio. People need to stop depending on iHeartRadio to give them what they need.
Nah, not gonna
It's not
work.
happening.
Not
It's
gonna
not
work.
going to happen. Not going to happen.
For me, the way that I find out about new talent and better artists these days is by having general conversation. Like, this is the social media for me. Like, if I'm having general talks with people and I ask them, yo, what are you listening to, man? And they tell me, hey, that you should check out this artist or this artist. That helps me, you know, further my knowledge of certain artists around the city or around the world and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah,
And it's a big help.
yeah, it's a lot of great. I listen to a lot of stuff. Like me being a DJ first, I
Mm-hmm.
get everything. I get everything, and man, it's some good hip hop out here. And I've been like that. I always tell people, they say hip hop is dead. You just sleep.
Yeah, you just don't know where to look. That's all. You don't know
Right,
who to talk to.
right.
Because
Hip hop is alive and kicking.
I got three producers, and there's no way I can go to three of them and they go, yo, ain't nothing out here to listen to.
Right, there's plenty out here to listen to.
I
You
never heard
just
them
got
say that. Never heard them say that.
right. Yeah, it's a lot of greatness out here. You can't be sleep out here. And I mean, it's a lot. I'm dropping my next project with a dope female MC by the name of Danielle in March. We might push it to the spring because we got to
Okay.
get that business handled. We working on the business and we trying to make sure that album has some continuity. We want to get people ears on it.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
So there's
so
certain types of singles that you're gonna push out, or
yeah. We try. We got maybe one, two, three, if possible. We're gonna drop probably Melanin. We want to do that first, but we want to make sure after the listening session we do our very first one February 19th with Music Pool. We're looking at Melanin, Watch Them. We did a remake, the Nas remake of Watch Them Niggas, but we changed it up for today's standard. Um, and maybe uh, How Fast, How Far.
okay.
So we trying to really, because the album, I'm gonna say this, I think she's gonna be a conversation piece as an MC. She's gonna be a conversation piece, and she's nice. She fine first. I want to say that she fine, but as a rapper, she's solid.
She got that. She got that.
She's solid. Solid.
Okay.
The name of the project is called Supreme Excellence,
Mm.
and and she represent that. Like she's very, like when you listen to bars line by line, our thing is we want people to check the lines out, and we won't feel like I'm gonna be honest. The females are gonna be like, she talking about me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The
Okay.
elegance of we want to bring the elegance back to rap, and that's something that we're gonna do wholeheartedly with this project.
Awesome. It's needed. It's needed. We have a rhapsody within in the world,
Yeah,
music industry world, but we need more artists like that. We need more
that's it.
artists who speak for the femininity of women. We need more artists.
Femininity, and without all the, city girlism. No offense,
All
the
that.
city girl
All
and
that.
all that stuff. We
Yeah,
need some.
I know what you're talking about. I'm speaking to
Right.
that because we need more of that, and we're not hearing that. We're not hearing the part of the women that need to speak for the women in a totality, not just. And it's okay, cool. It's all cool for the ratchet music. Like, yeah, salute to all that. But y'all need more representation of what you all are and what you go through,
Mhm.
and we're not hearing that.
Period. Period.
And
You
it's
know what I'm
taken
saying?
away from who you all are at the same time. If every time I turn on, and there's no disrespect to these other artists, the city girls and everything else like that. There's no the Cardi B's and all that. That's fine. That's cool. Everybody got to get up and have a good time and bounce their ass. Like all that's cool.
Mhm.
But when you need proper representation, who is there? Who is
Yes,
that
sir.
for you guys?
Yes, sir. And that's what we want to bring. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the city of Chicago or the state of Illinois, what do you think is missing as far as like our collaborative music or just music in general?
Um, the push, I say in real hip hop, the push for high excellency in music and not be afraid to hit that button to say, I'm going to take it there and not be afraid to speak on bringing truth to power. Because a lot of people, they don't want to bring truth to power because they worrying about money, sales, and attention from the social media world and stuff like that. And I think that we cannot be afraid to speak truth to power. It's not. I said something around Martin Luther King birthday that people probably overlooked. I said, speaking on stopping violence don't make you a chump. Don't make you weak. If anything, it takes courage, and you're not square or anything like that by saying, "Man, put them guns down. Let's unite and let's build." I come from an era where self-destruction was a top 5 song in its prime. And people respected self-destruction. And now when you make a song that talks about, the totality of how street violence hit the streets and how it creates a cycle that hurts people on both sides, you're looked upon as an MC that they try to say you don't understand the plight, you weak, you whack, you're lame. And I'm like, I never understood that. And
I think that's part also to me. I'll say this, even if you don't agree, I think it's cowardice to think that promoting violence and talking about nothing but negativity in the music uh, is what people think music should be. That's
mhm,
reckless and it's irresponsible at the same time because
right,
we shouldn't value uh, fatality more than we value the life of the person standing next to us, the person that's
yeah,
in our neighborhood. These babies are dying
mhm,
every day and we're losing them more and more. And it's a
yeah,
lack of leadership. So for someone to
yeah,
actually take the time to stand up and say, yo, we need to put these guns down and we need to bring more, like you said, truth to power. And we need to walk.
right,
We need to walk it
right.
better than we're
Walk in
talking
it,
it.
man.
We need to,
That's big.
yeah, because
That's big.
it needs to happen. This is the era. I said this on another podcast with my buddy 606, and I said I've never seen an era like this in music where the rappers are getting killed more than ever. I've never seen nothing like this,
Mhm, yeah,
and there is a lack of understanding to me, at least to me, that they don't realize the more you talk about killing, the more
mhm,
you turn the universe and your karma into that
yeah.
and you produce that type of energy and it will come to get you because it
Will
wants to
come to get you.
it's gonna ask of you, are you really that?
Mm, that's it.
Can you
And
survive that?
that's something I used to teach the kids in my class. I'm like, you have to be very careful with the stuff you say, because the stuff you say will knock at your door, and
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be face to face with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people,
It will require a response.
yeah, and that I think that part, um, really talking about the things that are going on as far as a worldwide view. Um, at this point, we are at a time where um, that the politics of today, we are at white supremacy alert, and I know, and you got some white people that are bold as hell, and they saying racist things, and
Mm-hmm.
we as a hip hop generation are not speaking and giving knowledge to the fact that, man, they right now, like, you remember how when it came to voting, when the voting started happening, and you got some people that said my vote don't count, right? Right now, you have GOP politics that is making sure that your vote don't count.
Absolutely.
Literally,
Absolutely.
literally. And to me, where are the rappers, and especially in our city, that is not afraid to call out a politician and point them out? Lightfoot is out here uh, keeping young people in school when COVID is out here on a rampage. And she said, man, go to school. And no one wants to drop knowledge on that on the microphone. It is nothing wrong with being a conscious MC. Being conscious is encouraging, and it's okay to speak truth to power. And no one is afraid. It's a lot. I say about 60 to 70% of the rappers, especially in our city, are not. They don't really want to speak that truth to power.
Yeah,
They just want to.
got to stand up. Like in every era before this, we had that. Like so, there was a group that always spoke on it, and then it ignited the fire in the conversation for us to better the situation. And I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
yeah.
that.
In the 90s and in the like late 80s and 90s, we had rappers that was not afraid to speak on political issues and would stand on it and would call the president, your Congress folks that was on garbage, and they will put it in play.
Yeah, it's missing right now, man. It's just one of those things again where people are scared. I don't know if they're scared or I don't. I just don't. Maybe they don't know because of
It,
maybe their
they
background. I don't know.
they look at it as it's not sellable.
It's lame, and again by design, right? So it's cool to talk
Design.
about killing, Think about that. It's cool to talk about killing your own folks and going to jail, but there's a problem with talking about raising your kids right, protecting your kids, and making sure that they are taken care of properly.
Yeah,
That doesn't
yeah,
that it's so backwards, man. They got the whole dynamic backwards, and
yeah,
it's literally killing us. It's harming us, and it's keeping us from moving forward. Like
yeah.
the progression of like the progression is lackadaisical or non-existent.
Yes, and not be afraid to drop knowledge too, because I remember maybe a couple years ago was a cat. He had yellow hair. Yellow hair. He was talking about voting, but he talked about the way your vote counted and how the branches. He damn near was giving the Constitution to
Mm,
these young people, pretty much. And it was a dope rap joint. He dropped
okay,
that one record, and it gained a lot of respect.
okay,
And his timing was great. But we missing that knowledge rap where rappers could talk about how to survive child support, just stuff like that, or how to be a better father. Like I came from man, one of my favorite rap songs to this day is Be a Father to Your Child by Ed O.G. and the Bulldog.
mm, mm,
And that song was about being a father, being a young father, because at that time, teen pregnancy was at an all-time high, and people were talking of, he was talking about be a father to your child, and that was a dope rap record, and it wasn't corny. So we're living in a time where we got to make it okay to talk about things that we need to be better as a people about.
absolutely, absolutely. Because your community is all you have, and if you don't have one, you don't have
Mm-hmm.
any backing. You don't have nothing to
Yes,
stand
sir.
on. And when you don't
Yes,
have any
sir.
backing, people can treat you any way they want
Yes, sir. Yes,
because
sir. Yes,
there
sir.
is no fear of retribution for anything that they do to you. So,
Yes, sir.
we got to get to the point where people, the entertainers, the rappers, the singers are being more socially responsible for their community and the people that look like them.
Yes, sir.
We need more of that. I haven't seen a lot of it, and it's hurting us. It's hurting us.
Yeah, it's on its way. It's on its way. I'm gonna do what I gotta do in my own platform to make sure that we, put some consciousness in the hip hop besides
Yeah,
entertain. We can
yeah.
educate as well.
Yeah, I'm working on a couple different projects. One of them will just be me doing lyrics, and then the other one I'll try to get back to the group project where we'll start speaking on the social ills and everything like that. But I got all this rapper shit in me, so I got a lot of rapper shit in me,
uh,
and they've been hearing me say certain shit, so I gotta get the rapper shit out of me first before I get into some socially more aware music.
all right.
Yeah, yeah, but it's on its way. Man, it takes time because I got this, I got work, I got a bunch of things that I got to clear off the plate. But I'm working them all out. I'm gonna work them all out.
Okay.
So
All
salute
right.
to the producer, Sir Ethics. Great producer. He's a really good producer. I appreciate him. He's always a motivation to me.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, because I mentioned earlier, let's talk about it. What's your top 5 movies all time? No genre. Top 5 movies all time.
I'm gonna start off top. Die Hard. Die
Really?
Hard is
I was
the
not
yeah,
expecting. Okay, all right, all right.
Die Hard is not only the best action movie, but the best Christmas movie ever. Um, Bustin' Loose is my number 2, the Richard Pryor, because that was the first movie I ever seen. Uh, oh man, let's see. Oh, I have to put Crush Groove in there
Okay.
because that was a movie that really changed my mind about the business of hip hop. That's the first 8 Mile that we ever seen. It just Russell wasn't in it. Let's see. Um, whew, I'm gonna stop at that. I'm gonna stop at that because I watch movies all the time. I tell people all the time this is gonna mess you up. I tell people all the time, if I wasn't doing this music shit, I would be in LA being working for some movie company trying to get green light movies for us
Okay.
as a people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever tried to work on the soundtrack for movies or do like the background music or anything?
I have been approached by 2 or 3 people, but
Okay.
nothing matriculated. But I'm very much heavy in the movie game. Like I love reading, not only watching the movies, but I love the business of it. Who's who, uh, the players, the money moves. I always been like since I was a kid. I was always into that. I'm used to. It's crazy because I used to get Variety at the house. I used to get the Variety mag
Wow.
and the Hollywood Reporter when I was like my magazines were like The Source, Vibe, but I had Variety, I had Hollywood Reporter, and Entertainment Weekly. So I had those varieties of different magazines because I like to, of course I get in my hip hop, but I also read about what movies were coming out, the budgets, stuff like that.
Two movies I want to ask you about and ask you have you seen, but I know you're a big movie head, so I'm just going to ask you, have you seen the movie The Counselor?
The Counselor. Who starred in that?
What's my man? It had Salma Hayek. What's my man? I think his name Michael Fassbender. He was a lawyer. He was a counselor.
I heard about that, but I haven't seen it.
I think you need to put that on. I think you need to put that on your radar. You're gonna go, whoa.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna
Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was in it too.
Okay. I'm gonna check it today.
Because Brad Pitt was telling him, like, yo, you sure you want to do it? But
oh wow. I'm gonna check it today.
You got and the other one is Dark Waters.
With who? Tell me, drop the name because I think I saw that.
I forgot the brother's name, but he's he plays the Incredible Hulk in Marvel.
I know. I saw that. I went to a screener for that. Oh God.
That movie is crazy, right?
Oh God, that movie is crazy. Yo.
When you think about how much you cook and what you actually man, I was like, yo, they could blow the earth up now and it'll still be in my system, man.
Yeah, the DuPont. They was trying to sue DuPont. I remember, man. I was in that screen and sitting there with the stare on my face, like, what the fuck?
And it's all of us. We all got it.
Yeah,
all of us got it.
Yeah, man. That whole DuPont and Teflon and all that. I remember, man.
Crazy movie, right? It's a dope movie though, man. And see that like right there is what I would consider social commentary, right? Like it's a conversation that we need to have where they decided they were gonna put this chemical or whatever into what we use to cook.
Yeah.
And screw us all up.
On the skillet. And people that had no idea.
Nobody knew.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, the man's cows were dying. He couldn't figure it out. And when he went to go sue him, he couldn't sue him because they were throwing his case out and everything like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And he got some love from it, but man, I remember that movie. I went to a screening for that. People in the audience were like shocked.
That movie stuck with me, man, because even though it's too late, like I still threw all my pans out and everything. I bought some new joints, you know what I mean? But I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I got the young lady at the time. She was like, "We need to go to Target." I was like, "Yes, we do need to go to Target." You know what I mean? I walked out there with a big $100 set. With the pots and pans. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember that movie. I was
like, what are they doing to us, man?
What the fuck?
What are they doing to us, man?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm a big movie person. Man, I do like my top 5 of the year every time.
So, really? Okay. Who was your top 5 of 2021?
It was the Western movie with Idris Elba was in my top 10. And I think it should be nominated for Oscar. The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall was good.
Yeah.
Salute to them for that opening scene where they used the train to salute Chadwick Boseman. Salute to them for doing that. That was dope.
Yeah, definitely. The Denzel movie, A Journey for Jordan, is definitely in my top 10. Usually I would have my list in front of me, but I'm just going off the cuff.
You ain't know I was gonna hit you like that though.
Yeah, I didn't know I was
gonna
hit you. But a lot of, to be honest, I'm gonna say this. Netflix. Jesus Christ. Netflix is really having for the last 5 years, they really shifted the movie culture.
Yeah, they got a lot going on in the background. Yeah, Netflix been really putting out some solid quality content. I will say that.
And that's something that the movie companies have not. They're not ready, and still not ready. They need to really, like, now we have to put this in perspective. You got to put your movie at the show and put your movie on demand.
Streaming platform.
A streaming platform. What I will say was the biggest disappointing movie of 2021 was Respect with Jennifer Hudson.
I still didn't see that. Damn it, man! You just reminded me. I still didn't catch that.
It was some things that I didn't know, but the biggest problem when you do a movie like on a person like Aretha Franklin, that movie has to be 3 hours off top. Justice League was the director's cut is excellent. I was very upset at the fact that they didn't really took the time to really put that movie out the way it's supposed to be.
So the second version, the real version to me was in the version I actually ended up enjoying. It was even though
it was long, it was excellent.
Yeah, it was long, but what he did in that was he gave it more definitive. It was more definitive. It was more colorful. Like you got to see why things were happening the way they were happening, even though there was some mishaps and everything like that. But I'm not one of those guys. So I did enjoy that. I
definitely enjoyed that. Let me say this though. It is time. I will say with the movie game, especially us as a people, it is time for us to really kick the door down with original content. Superhero movies is one thing, and I enjoy it. I'm with that. But the thing that gets me mad is that I am tired of recycling remakes.
And boom, I'm glad you said that, because that's what I wanted to say about the movie industry in general. They keep recycling the same thing every 20, 30 years. Like nothing is new with them. Mm-hmm. And we have to understand it as independent artists, whether it is the movie industry or the music industry, we can create our own content. It's just about getting it together and putting it out. You know what I mean? There's a lot of content, even with Netflix, the way they go ahead and they put out Dion Cold Hearted. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. And then you got Dave Chappelle's 3 or 4 specials that they put on there. To be able to have platforms where you can put out this material, even if you go on Amazon Prime, they have some really good content on there too. You just have to go on there and check it out and skim through it. But,
and the Amazon Prime is the independence.
Kings. Yeah. And I love that. But the music and the movie industry puts out the same stuff all the time. But the reason why they keep doing it is because people keep going back and they keep going to see it. They keep going to see it.
We're not putting in like good original material is getting pushed in the indie side. and they may not have the wherewithal and the power to get it to the world unless some powerhouse investor say, hey, I'm gonna give you this bag of money, advertise, advertise, advertise.
That's true. That's true.
And that's the only thing with it's a lot of good. I think original content, I think going into the future should be pushed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna say this. My number one though, it's a documentary. Two of my top films of 2021 was docs. The first one, which is not even out, I went to the Chicago International Film Fest.
Okay.
And I seen a doc, and you finna trip. Punch 9 for Harold Washington.
Wow.
Listen to me. I'm a Chicagoan. I've been a Chicagoan all my life, and I know I was in the. I grew up in the Harold Washington era, but just to see it, and see everything that happened. My God. I said, I had to, when they finished and at the panel, I said, I don't care if y'all got to get HBO and beg them, or Netflix and beg them. This has to come out.
Wow.
Because they really got down. They were in it.
They put on for it.
Man, dude, let me say this, and I don't want to give away not too much of my the doc, but I will say this. Many people would say Blacks don't know how to get together and get an issue done, right? After seeing that documentary around the Harold Washington era, if we would have unified politically, my God, you want to see the darts come out.
But I think they knew that though. I think that because that was the start of the unification of a lot of stuff at the time. If you notice, you had not to bring up a bunch of gangster shit that was going on, but you heard Larry Hoover saying real gangsters go to the poll and vote. Real gangsters take care of their community. How are you a gangster? You can't take care of your community and you can't provide.
Listen to me. When Harold was in there, it was a lot of things I saw in that doc. Like, I'm gonna throw this one out there, and I know that a lot of your friends and family is gonna be like, Jeff, quit it, stop it. Harold, like, you hear a lot of conspiracy theories about Harold Washington dying from poison.
Mm-hmm.
After watching that doc, he didn't die from poison. He died from stress. He died from stress. Listen to me. He never took a vacation. Keep that in mind. You run in Chicago, no vacation. 83 to 87, no vacation. You
trying to bring change to the city.
No vacation. He only did one vacation. And that vacation was the time he went to Singapore. And when he came back, he passed away.
Wow. And so here's the thing that why I can believe that. They said when they did, was it an autopsy? I don't know if it was an autopsy. I think they said Martin Luther King went to the hospital with complications or something. And they said he had the heart, as young as he was at the time, they said he had the heart of like a 80-year-old man.
That responsibility of having to making change, and the responsibility to, like, Chicago at that time, you know, you had, like, they showed how the racism was built from that point, from Daily, original Daily, the racism.
Yes, sir.
Jane Byrne, and then Harold Washington coming here and shaking things like from day one. And day one, when he walked in, he hit the gavel. He said, things are going to change. We are not having this mess anymore. Them white folks lost it.
And at one point, after Harold died, didn't at one point Daley say that it'll never be another black man as a mayor again?
That's what they tried to do. They tried. They that was a man when
And they said when he said that he didn't know who was in the room when the original Dave made that comment.
Man, listen to me. When Harold passed, they didn't even waste no time.
They went right to work.
They went right to work. And that's when I knew that they didn't want to see shit. They didn't want to see a black man take care of business. They put a shoe in, and man, that doc has to come out. And you know, anybody that go to the International Film festivals, a lot of those movies don't get to see the light of day till maybe 3-4 years later.
Very true, very true. Because they go to other film festivals, they get reviewed, some of those guys, they need sponsors and everything like that to make sure they can keep it going. So, man, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
That one, and this is the one, and this is on currently on Showtime. You are now watching Video Music Box.
Okay. I saw that one. I looked on there. I didn't check it out yet, but I did see it on there.
Oh, watch that.
Okay.
Let me say this. If I'm a man of God, Ralph McDaniels is sitting on a gold mine. Hear me?
There's one, not to cut you off. There's one of a guy, I forgot his name, on Netflix. They call him the Black Godfather. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have. Clarence Avant. That came out in 2019.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been on Clarence Avant. The thing that was so eye-opening for me are how he made moves. He was a move maker. Yep. He'll say this. Hey, Jimmy and Terry, go to A&M. They waiting for you. that's how he was. Go to A&M. They waiting for you. That's Clarence Avant.
Yeah, he just made moves. Didn't ask for nothing. Just made moves.
No, but he built that. Like he built that from the 60s, and then from about the 70s and the 80s, he said, "Listen, I need you, Jimmy Jam. If you need to get that record deal, I get you that record deal. Go to Herb Albert, who ran A&M. Go to Herb will get you that. You know what I'm saying? And voila, Puff got in trouble. What you need? Let me give you this lawyer and this lawyer and this lawyer. Make that call. And Puffy didn't come to him. He called Puff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Clarence Avant was the kind of guy that was he was a chess mover. Like he was always, he was a chess mover, not only in the music business, but in politics as well. So
they said at certain meetings, he would be sitting in the corner. No one knew who he was, but he would just be sitting in the corner waiting to make sure that everything got done right. And if he didn't like what he heard, he stood up and he took over the room.
Yeah. And Avant was, man, like he's like the Quincy Jones of the music business, not music. The music business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Versus Quincy Jones is the master in the music game.
Yeah.
Like the musicianship and stuff.
Yeah, two different things. Things.
Avant is the music.
The business of it. He could get things done, yeah.
Like one call, that's all.
So the Ralph McDaniel that you said that's on Showtime?
Mm-hmm. And that he was BET before BET.
Okay.
In New York City. And he got all the videos right now. You can go on his Instagram. He does a video show on Instagram. Got all the videos. He DJ them now, but he got all of them videos. Like the videos that we missed, that BET and MTV tried to throw away.
He got all that. Wow. So he probably sitting on footage from 30, 40 years ago, man. What?
Man, that's why I said, man, his time, Nas he directs the doc. So when you got a person like Nas, who's not only the great, great MC, but when it comes to business, people are sleeping on Nas on business. I
No,
love how
Nas
he
doing his
moves.
thing. Yeah, it's
You
but
know what I'm
the way
saying?
he move is the way I like to do things. Like I'm gonna move in the
Yeah,
shadows. Like you ain't got to know what I'm
yeah,
doing, but just know that
right,
this money stacking up over here.
right. And the way Nas, I know Nas got in his ear, say, man, you got to do this as an NFT. You know what I'm saying? You got videos. You sitting on a gold mine. Let's do an NFT. And I'm quite sure he's getting him some ear moves on doing some of the videos and eras in NFT. And it's gonna. I really think he's helping them out on
Yeah,
that.
shit,
So
he could probably start a museum or like a small shop where you can go in and make it like a
mhm. Yes, sir.
what do you I forgot what
And
you
I'm
call it, like a place where you can come in and do a viewing of
Yes, sir.
everything like that.
Yes, sir. They got video music box at the Smithsonian, the Black joint.
Okay,
So
okay.
get ready, like go to that. But man, that doc, man. Whew, oh,
Serious business, huh? Yeah, and that's the
man.
thing. Like we need to see more of that from us because that music, I mean that movie industry, man, they were gonna keep recycling the same bullshit. And I don't see why
Mhm.
they do it when you have so many Latinos, so many different black people that have all these great stories and all these great ideas that you want to allow them to share it with the world.
Yeah,
But you
doc,
keep pumping
doc,
out this bull.
but yeah, my two favorite docs of 21 was that, man, that Hell Washington joint. I was sitting there like they got actual footage of what was going on and the people. Like the footage was sitting there, you were sitting there like your mouth would drop.
Mm.
And Harold Washington was about it. He wasn't no slouch. He wasn't no like I love Obama, but Obama was like, I wouldn't say he was an ass kisser, but he was diplomatic, right? Versus Harold Washington wasn't diplomatic. Harold Washington was like, fuck you. This is how it's gonna be.
But in
If
that
you don't,
time and in Chicago, what were you expecting? How did you expect them to get something done?
man, and you had to be strong, you had to be fearless, you had to be about it. Cause them white folks, that white, like people are tripping on how white privilege is crazy now. Man, you gotta think about 83, 84, and how white people were standing on it. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? And they would literally say that to him. And nobody would do anything. And Hell was like, I'm talking to you. What you gonna do about it? You're not gonna move me. And that's where you heard about the council wars. They would stay up all night long till he got something done. And what he did was smart was people talk about rezoning. He rezoned, he rezoned the wards. And when he rezoned the wards, he built coalition with the black and brown.
Mm.
When he did the black and brown, it was over with. It was smooth sailing. Hell Washington, that's why a lot of people say Hell Washington not only was the best mayor that we ever had in Chicago, but the best mayor ever because he was smart, articulate, and he was about it. He didn't take no shit off nobody, and he built a lot of coalition.
There needs to be more representation of him too.
Man, they don't want that.
There needs to be more. There needs to be more representation of him and Jean Baptiste Point du Sable.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that little statue that they have across the bridge over there by the across the street from the Wrigley building, like that's cool. The little statue of Jean Baptiste Point du Sable, but you all put bigger statues around that statue all the time. Every summer, I always see these really big, crazy, gigantic statues that
They name LSD, the John Baptiste DeSable Drive. They need to name one of these streets the Hell Washington Parkway. Well, the
Boulevard or
Washington Park.
something.
Yeah, Washington Boulevard or Hell Washington. You have the Washington Park that's named after him. But man, listen, that doc thing, if they have to put that out.
Mm.
And I'm man, if you ever get a chance to go online, you could go online to Punch9 and see Punch9 for HellWashington.com and see where they are doing the film fest. And I've been telling everybody about it ever since I saw the doc. I was just like floored. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna have to look into that, man. Definitely gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Do you have a website yourself that people can go check out?
Yes. JeffDaIllest.com, JeffDaIllestMerch.com, where you can get the merchandise for late night. We got new merch on the way. We got merch from for the Supreme Excellence album with Danielle, and then I got some JDI DJ merch that we putting out. The vinyl, you can still order the vinyl. We're doing like pretty much a Kickstarter campaign with the vinyl. If you order the late night vinyl, 10 songs out of the 29, the top 10 songs, and then we're doing the 45 after with all the amazing chapters 1, 2, and 3. So you can go to JeffDaIllestMerch.com and be a part of that. And follow me on the book, Jeff Da Illest everywhere.
Word big bird, word big bird. And you are, let them know you are a real DJ. You know how to cut from scratch.
Oh man, I'm for real with it. The DJing is serious.
Yeah,
we are not.
No, there is some severity to this. Like this ain't no iPad DJing. Like this is
No. This is I do the controllers and all of that, but I do these vinyls too.
Yeah.
I'm for real with it. I still collect. I have 45s. I have LPs, anything. And man, I'm doing a party. I do a party January 30th, the vinyl exam. I'm doing an all 45 set. I am not coming to play with nobody. I'm serious about it. Yeah. Vinyl is alive and kicking, and I still collect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted that to be said so people have an understanding when we say DJ. We are talking about official, like a ref with a whistle.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 26 years. Shout out to all my Northern Illinois University Huskies and Representation Selected Few. We got a story to tell about my DJ career. We can talk about it. You know
Yeah. All right. Jeff, I appreciate you being on here with me, man. My man, this was a good conversation. Hopefully one day we can do it again.
Oh, anytime, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
with it.
All right. And as usual, ladies and gentlemen, remember the mission statement when you're striving for greatness. God never puts you in the driver's seat when it's taken. We are done.